What guides people on the path towards justice? This gun in my hand. Gloomy mornings like this one are rare in Parabellum City. Dark clouds are chased away by citizens firing guns in the air in celebration, or when they miss each other, or that first time a child with poor trigger discipline finds a revolver under her parents' pillow or at the back of a closet. On this gloomy morning, Falk Zildjian, indiminishable hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, sees a familiar face as he approaches his favorite bench in Gristle Park. Hey, wordsmith! What's the word on the street? Smith? I got a bunch of people need to see you, Falk. It's time for your office hours. We've been putting them off too long. Not this again. You realize the last time I tried to give advice to young up-and-coming crime fighters, it became the origin of the cherry pachyderm? That ain't your fault. He would have done his thing even if he never met you. Look at it this way. These people are right on the edge. They could go down the path of crime fighters or crime doers. Criminals? Yeah. I thought you were supposed to have a way with words. You could set them on the right course today, or watch them turn into criminals you have to fight in coming years. Fine. There's nobody around here anyway. They're lined up under the lamppost over there. I thought those people were in line for the puppet show. Are you kidding me? I'll be here all day. I'll go hang out over there and keep everybody at a distance, so your discussions are private. Yeah, he's ready for you. Come on over. Why can't my business manager delegate this work to somebody, instead of coming up with merchandising schemes like those hats? Still only $19.99. Hi, Mr. Zildjian. Wordsmith says you have a question or a problem I can help with? Oh, yeah. See, I'd like to be more of a pulp hero than a superhero. My skill is riding a motorcycle. I'm not braggadocious, but I'm pretty fast on it. Okay, that's something to work with. It's right over there, parked on Verf Street. That looks like a motorized bicycle from the 20s. It is, but it's fast. I keep her in good shape. All right, do you have a question for me? What color should I paint it? That's it? I was going to be the green cyclist, but there's already a guy with that name patrolling Santopolis. What's a good color for a figure who's new to the world of crime? Blue? Purple? Not too many purples out there. The bike's already silver. You can be the silver cyclist. The silver cyclist? I like that. Bad guys will be blinded by the reflection of sunlight from your gleaming, bicycle. Sure. Bad guys. Thanks, Mr. Zildjian. Actually, that's another part of my problem. I'm not sure if I want to fight crimes or do crimes. Please don't do crimes. Well, for example, if I fight crime, how do I make money? Maintenance on a motorcycle is not cheap. There's pretty much 3 ways. You can work a day job and squeeze your crime fighting into your free time, which means you're running yourself ragged day after day. Or you can be a bounty hunter and collect rewards on the criminals you bring in, which makes you a mercenary and brings into question whether you're motivated by a sense of justice or cash. What's the 3rd way? You don't seem like a wealthy playboy. No. Then you're stuck with a day job or bounty hunting. I'm still kind of torn. Come on, I got enough idiots around here to chase. I don't need new ones. If you tell me you're becoming a criminal, I'll have to bring you down. I won't be a criminal. Great. Next.
I guess that's me. Thank you for seeing me, Mr. Zildjian.
That's all right, miss.
Nadine Caldecott.
Miss Caldecott, are you feeling well?
Physically, I'm fine, but I'm troubled.
What can I do to help?
Well, I know I want to be a crime fighter. I'm just not sure how to go about it.
What can you do? What are your skills or abilities?
Nothing very practical. I come from a rather well-to-do family from the Upper West-Southwest side, so I went to a good preparatory school. But my parents didn't think I would need to spend time in college.
I didn't even know Parabellum City had upper and lower sides.
People from the upper side only use those terms among themselves. I thought you were one of us. Sorry.
Don't mention it. So you don't really have skills?
Well, yes, I've trained myself to build rockets. Please don't tell my family, but I have personally reached the mesosphere. I hope to reach outer space someday soon.
Oh, well, you sound quite accomplished. There must be plenty of ways you can fight crime in space or in the upper atmosphere. You should talk to Captain Rogers about that.
He's more of what we call a rocket jockey. He doesn't know how to build them. I suppose what I need is a crime fighter name that explains who I am and what I do.
You could assign yourself a rank, Captain Caldecott?
Oh no, I don't want to be accused of stolen valor.
Let's see, what else? I'm not great at coming up with names.
You came up with the name for the cherry pachyderm.
Don't remind me.
Maybe I could be... Oh, what is that smell?
I recognize it. Don't worry, it's just... It is I, that most fragrant, most genteel practitioner of wordplay in the tri-state area. The pungent. What do you want? I can't stand it much longer. Forgive me. I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I have the perfect name for you, miss. You're a cultured, sophisticated young woman who wants to fly among the stars, yes? Across the very cosmos. Come on, out with it. Your crime-fighting name could be Cosmopolite Anne.
My name's Nadine.
I thought every young woman of your generation was given the middle name Anne.
No, Nadine Ederle Caldecott. The name Cosmopolite Anne would have nothing to do with me.
My dear, sometimes we must suffer for our art. You're not going to hang around all day, are you? No, that's the only pun I have ready at the moment. Away with me! Nadine, it sounds like you know what you want to do. It's just a matter of brainstorming some names. Kick them around, see what your friends think. What matters is not the name you choose. It's the fact you've chosen to fight crime. You could use your own name if you want. Not everyone has a fake name.
You do.
And look at all the trouble it's caused me.
The other problem is, I don't know if I'll be able to capture villains. I don't have any fighting skills.
Tell you what, I'll give you a freebie. There's a guy who's not dangerous enough for me to bother with, but I kept him on the back burner. I'm sure you can handle him. Have you heard of the Titleist?
No.
Alright, he sneaks into studios while they're performing radio dramas. You know how they always work the title of a movie or a radio play into the dialogue? He skims the script until he finds that line. When they broadcast, he jumps to the microphone to deliver that line before anyone else can. Then he runs off. They're broadcast live, so his interruption can't be edited out.
Is that a crime? How can I use a rocket to stop him?
I got a tip that he's going to stow away on Captain Rogers' neighborhood. They always broadcast on their rocket while it's in space. You just need to dock with his ship and catch the Titleist.
I think I can handle that.
Can I move on to the next person? Look at that line.
Sure. Thanks, Mr. Zildjian.
Next. We'll return after a word from our sponsor. With his faithful Filipino valet Castro, Writ Breed crusading publisher outwits criminal masterminds, placing himself in peril so that gangsters and lawbreakers may feel the pinch of justice in the jaws of the Emerald Ash Borer. Crawl with Writ Breed into another thorny adventure. The Emerald Ash Borer flies again. Hurry, Castro! We're out to smash an organized shoplifting racket.
We've been through this, Ash. There's no organized shoplifting racket.
It's really happening. We reported on it in the Daily Sentinel.
Remember when we tried to track them down last time? It turned out to be 4 teenagers. They were pocketing cough syrup and Sterno because they couldn't get their hands on alcohol.
According to our reports, there are gangs and mobsters across the country sending operatives into stores to grab valuables and run past security guards.
That's just the papers making it sound bigger than it is. It helps drugstore executives explain the losses caused by their bad decisions by claiming a wave of shoplifters stole from them.
When you blame the papers, you mean the Daily Sentinel?
Yeah, but not just the Daily Sentinel.
Just go investigate them, alright?
You want me to warm up the Sapphire Studebaker and wait for you to get your mask?
No, warm it up and go.
You want me to do a solo run?
I'm busy with the awards ceremony luncheon, then the fundraiser at the orphanage, and I'm supposed to drop by my sister's.
I didn't know you had a sister.
See, that shows how much you know. After all that, I have to take my secretary, Miss Case, to dinner and a show once a month. If I don't, she'll quit and the whole paper will fall apart. Just go pick up Falk Zildjian and track down the organized shoplifters.
Fine.
We now return to...
Excuse me.
Yes?
We now return to watching The Defectives, episode 104 of This Gun in My Hand. Who was that?
That was the Titleist. You can still catch him next week on the rocket ship. You're not funny, you know.
Because your title isn't funny.
Who's next?
Hello.
I'd like to get out on patrol in another 5 or 10 minutes. You have something I can help with?
I have a question for you about my costume.
Good. An easy one for a change. Is that supposed to be your costume?
No, these are my street clothes. I have my costume here in this bag. As you can see, it's a brown hooded cloak.
Okay, well, first off, have you considered black? According to focus groups, criminals find black more terrifying.
I started off with a black cloak, but it really shows any dirt or light-colored lint that you get on it. I think this makes me look frightening, though, because I always wear it with the hood up, so my face is in shadow.
Okay, and you got a name?
Yes, I call myself Manhood.
Sure, okay, I can see that.
My question is, does my cloak make me look, light in the loafers?
You're not even wearing loafers. Are those Oxfords?
I mean, does it make me look too theatrical?
The moment you decide to wear a costume or mask, you've decided that showmanship is required.
How can I make you understand? When you see this cloak, would you think it was like a firearm with rifling inside the barrel that ran counterclockwise?
It's a cloak, not a... Oh, why didn't you say so? I can't really tell until you try it on.
You want I should model it for you?
Like I said, I can't tell otherwise.
All right. How do I look?
I don't think it's the cloak. I think it's the pose. Could you try...
Maybe like this?
No, that's worse.
Should I stand akimbo with my fists on my hips?
I don't know. Maybe don't try to do a specific pose or stance. Just do your best at fighting crime, and that's how people will think of you.
That makes sense. Thanks. I'll have to break myself out of the habit of standing in poses. This one's pretty good, though, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't... No, really.
Okay.
Was that your only question? I was afraid with a name like Manhood, your persona would be all about how real men have to build roads and fight for dominance and keep their women home barefoot and pregnant. Monogamy, marriage, beating up people who seem to have counterclockwise rifling.
Oh, no. Those traditional gender norms are much too restrictive. Men should be free to do what they want, and I respect women too much to make judgments about their lifestyles or tell them what rules to live by.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, that's what makes me so popular with the ladies. I'm practically drowning in
Next!
passionate embraces.
I'm next. Can I sit here, Mr. Zildjian? Please tell me you're not vacillating between being a crime fighter and a criminal. I won't have to convince you to be a good guy. No, I'm a fighter. Good. What can I help with? My name is Duesenberg Chase. That's a good start. You've already settled on a hero name. That's the name my parents gave me. Oh. What can I help with? I'm just not myself. What's the point of it all? You sit in your car on a stakeout, you follow an evildoer, he catches sight of you and flees, and you pursue, matching his speed. You catch him and turn him over to the police. Maybe he has a good lawyer to talk him out of his punishment. Best case scenario, he goes to jail, where he learns more criminal skills and makes new underworld contacts. He has months or years to plot his next moves. What's the use? I don't know. Hey, I remember you. The hero name you go by is Chaser? You were part of a man and woman duo, weren't you? Shot and Chaser. What happened to your partner, Shot? She didn't get shot, did she? No, she left me. Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing matters since then. I feel like I'm nothing without her. Yeah, you guys were a good team. With you behind the steering wheel tailing suspects, and I guess she'd lean out the window and shoot bad guys, right? No, she's a shot putter. Oh. She's a world-class athlete, but the International Olympic Committee refuses to host a women's shot put event. That's a shame. She said we're not compatible. Our skills and our hobbies and our lives were too different. Racing cars and putting shot. I'm sorry to hear that. Look, Chase. Should I call you Chase or Chaser? I don't care. You'll find another partner. Until then, you could go solo. Don't you think I've tried? Nobody drives like I can, and almost completely silent. With all the gadgets in Emerald Ash Borer's amazing vehicle, the Sapphire Studebaker, he's still not as quiet as my Oldsmobile. I can catch up to anyone, but then what? I'm 110 pounds. I can't wrestle them to the ground or throw lead balls at them. You could get a gun? Oh, that's your answer to everything. It is. Guns always look lumpy under my jackets or cardigans. As a wise man once said, we must suffer for our art. Why, thank you, Zildjian. I assume a wise man said it. I've only heard it repeated by morons like that guy.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
What is it, Manhood?
There's been a robbery. That young man on the silver bicycle just held up everyone standing in line to talk to you.
That lying twerp! Chase, where's your Oldsmobile? It's parked on Verf Street. Now's your chance to show you've still got it. Let's get him. Fine, but I'm driving. Obviously. You hear how smooth she runs? Yeah. That's it, you're gaining on it. Don't hit that Model T. That was close. Is he turning to fire at us? No, he's veering to the left. Yeah, I can see it. We're falling behind. Time to pour on the speed. I know what's going on, Falk. Please. I can focus better if you'll keep quiet for a while. Okay, sorry. Maybe you could describe what's happening as you see it. Stop it. You don't need to hear me give a play-by-play of what's happening. I certainly don't need to hear it from you. Just let me drive. Sorry, you're right. It's just, if we're not saying anything, then someone who's listening to us will just hear car sounds. Do you want to catch the guy or not? I want to catch the guy and also be entertaining while we're doing it. How could anyone not be entertained? There's nothing more thrilling than the sound of the chase. The engine roaring, rubber screaming against asphalt. What's that sound? Are you alright? What? Oh, I was just resting my eyes. Your eyes are too noisy. I'll try to keep them open. It's just... When you were a baby, did your parents ever take you out for a drive to settle you down? Something about the motion of the car. I don't remember it personally, but they told me about it. Well, bully for you. Your parents could afford a car in 1905. I'm not that old. My parents didn't take me out in the wagon or on horseback to lull me to sleep, no. Look, the silver cyclist. Some other bicycle pulled alongside him and forced him off the road. He's crashed into that fruit stand. Who are you?
They call me the Green Cyclist. I was visiting from Santopolis when I heard some young upstart on a motorized bicycle had turned to crime, making the rest of us bikers look bad.
How did you hear about it? He just launched his career in crime 5 minutes ago.
I can't reveal my sources. Let's say it was the word on the street.
The wordsmith or the informatron?
Informatron.
Falk, thanks for your help. I know what I need to do. You're welcome, Chase. What did I do? You reminded me that I don't actually like fighting crime. I'm giving up this lifestyle and I'm going to win back my girl. We'll show the International Olympic Committee there's nothing unseemly about women competing in track and field events. Great. I think I'll excuse myself from answering rookies' questions the rest of the day. All's well that ends well. Is that another criminal we have to chase? No, that's the Sapphire Studebaker, driven by the Emerald Ash Borer's faithful Filipino valet, Castro.
Falk, I need your help.
What is it?
Hurry, we're out to smash an organized shoplifting racket.
There's no organized shoplifting racket. It's 4 teenagers running out of the drugstore with canned heat.
I know. Just come on. We can cruise around town and maybe we'll find a real crime to stop.
Fine, Watching The Defectives, episode 104 of This Gun in My Hand, was mentored by Rob Northrup. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, archives, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. What keeps you from turning to crime? This gun in my hand.